Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Real Housewives of Atlanta. The show opened with Portia. So Portia was doing a read for the role of Connie in the stage play version of the movie Two Can Play That Game. And you guys remember that was with Vivica Fox, Morris Chestnut, and Gabrielle Union. And I think Connie was Gabrielle's character. But Portia says that she is ready to take her talent and her skills to the next level. That she wants to pursue some acting and launch her career. And so I'm like, kudos for you, Portia. Hopefully you're realizing that this reality TV show ain't the business and that you could be making a whole lot more money doing some other things. So then we go over to Sheree. So Sheree invites Nene and Kim to dinner, but Nene is a no-show. So now remember the last time when the three of them got together, I think there was some hair pulling and there was some fighting and name calling and carrying on. So now they're trying to, bring Kim back into the fold and make her more comfortable with the ladies. But I read somewhere that Kim and her husband Croy are now executive producers of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Can y'all tell me if that's true or not? Because I'm thinking if it is true, that would explain Kim's attitude lately, because there is no reason why this white woman should be able to come on the show with all black women and be able to run her mouth and talk to them any kind of way, talk down to them like they ain't nothing, unless she got some clout and Andy then gave her the go-ahead in order to bring her back to the show. I don't know, but Kim is out of control. But anyway, while they were waiting on Nene to arrive, Sheree decides to fill Kim in on the trip to San Francisco. Now, I know they took a long break over the holidays, but haven't we had like an episode or two since they were in San Francisco? Or am I just getting the weeks mixed up? But anyway, she, filling Sheree in and saying how, everybody was so mean to Portia. So she had to kind of like take Portia under her wing so that she could enjoy the trip. And then she talks about how Nene was talking down and negatively about her dating her prison bae. And then Kim is like, oh, well, Tyrone is so nice. I've met Tyrone before and I'm just happy that you're happy. And don't be letting them ruin your joy. I'm just like, are y'all serious right now? So after waiting on Nene for 2 hours, in what world do you sit at a restaurant and wait on somebody to show up for 2 hours? But they called Nene and told Nene, we waiting on you at the restaurant. And Nene said, well, y'all didn't get the memo that I wasn't coming. And so they was like, no, we didn't get the memo. And I'm sitting up thinking, you sat there for 2 hours. That was the memo that she wasn't coming. So Nene said that she wasn't coming because she don't feel comfortable. She don't like the way that Kim rolled up to her all-white party with the gays and gals or whatever it was called, and started the argument with Kenya. And did I say Kenya? So we're talking about Kim. She didn't like how Kim treated Kenya at the party, and that she felt that Kim was being very disrespectful to her home, disrespectful to Greg. She knew that Greg had been ill and she didn't care. She just came up in there cutting the monkey. But what it really boiled down to is that Nene was upset that Kim called her out about driving that Rolls Royce with that handicapped placard and parking at the Neiman Marcus in the handicapped section. That's what it's really done boiled down to. And I don't know why that's bothering Nene so much, but it is really, really, really bothering her. So So Nene says that, she won't be comfortable hanging out with Kim and Sheree until they address the elephants in the room. And so Kim and Sheree, they was all shocked, like, what elephants is she talking about? Like, she the one going around being mean to everybody. But Nene said that, they all have to get together because they need to work some things out. So I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Oh, and then Kim used the opportunity to tell Sheree about the roaches in the bathroom. Remember Brielle, there was that issue about Brielle making the video in Nene's bathroom and putting it on Instagram or something, and Nene got mad. So I don't know if that was the night of so they haven't hung out. And so was that the night of the white party when Brielle was in the bathroom? Because remember, people were saying that Brielle and Croy were at the party, but Kim came in by herself. And then I didn't see Brielle until she was in the car. And Croy came in after the whole fight started out to get Kim out of there. So that again was some crazy editing, filming going on right there. And let you know that they be setting up these scenes. So later on, we have a scene with Sheree, and she's at home with her dog when Cairo shows up, and Cairo come in with some charcoal and hamburgers and hot dogs and tomatoes and lettuce and all of that. And he tells Sheree he came to cook for her, but all them hamburgers that Cairo cooked, I think he really came to cook for his dorm mates back at the college campus, and that he just decided to have a sandwich with Sheree to make her feel good. But anyway, Cairo was there when the phone rings, and we got a call from a federal institution. So Tyrone is on the phone. Sheree says she ain't told her kids that she dating a man that's in prison. And I'm thinking, didn't you just go through this whole thing with keeping the secret about Bob and had to reveal that secret to your kids, so now you're keeping more secrets? But then I think if I was dating somebody in jail, I'd probably be embarrassed to tell my kids also. So she goes and she's talking to Tyrone on the phone, and she's telling Tyrone, Nene talking about him and, calling him a convict and all this stuff. So Tyrone said that Nene is the last one that need to be talking about somebody. And, then he tells Sheree that they preparing his appeal, and he hoping to get his sentence reduced, because he ain't guilty, and Sheree just eating it all up. And so when she get off the phone, she goes over to Cairo and she asks Cairo, well, how's your love life going? And Cairo said, well, it seems like I need to be asking you how your love life is going. And then Sheree didn't answer. And he said, well, at this point, I don't even want to know. So Cairo will probably know your mama. Well, I'm sure he read the blogs and know his mama dating a prison baby. So my question is, what happened to Jack Daniels? Did Jack Daniels say Sheree was beyond help when she told him that she was dating a man in prison and he wanted nothing else to do with her? Or will he be coming back in some later scenes? Then we move over to Cynthia. So Cynthia is hosting a Bike to School book drive, and Kenya shows up, and she's so happy that her bestie is there. She talked about how since Kenya got married, they hardly see each other anymore, but she's happy that she's there. And then Nene FaceTimed them to let them know that she ain't coming, but she will get her donation to Cynthia at a later date. So Cynthia, we hope you don't be waiting on that donation like Kenya waiting on the one she was supposed to get from Nene. Remember, like the first season, Kenya was on the show, her and Nene had a bet, and they got into an argument, and then Nene said if Kenya did something, she would match a donation to something Kenya do in Detroit or something. I don't think Kenya ever got that money. But anyway, they hang up the phone with Nene, and then Will shows up. And so Cynthia's all excited and giddy and happy, and she is just acting so childish, but it is cute. I think I said this in the previous recap, that it's good to see a woman, 50 years old, still excited about the prospect of being in love and being wanted and desired, by a good-looking man. But Cynthia was getting on Kenya's nerves by the way she was acting. And so she had to pull, Will was talking to them, and he let Cynthia know that he was getting ready to leave the country to go to Brazil. And then Kenya was like, they have legal prostitution in Brazil. Now, I don't know why she felt the need to share that, but, they got Cynthia concerned, and she was worried, that he was going to be over there sleeping with random women. But he said that he going over there to see the statue of Jesus. He ain't going over to see no beautiful, sexy women with big boobs and big butts and pay for no coochie. So Cynthia was, acting a little desperate. And so Kenya had to pull her to the side and tell her to calm down, take a deep breath, because she's making herself look stupid. And so for once, I agreed with Kenya. Cynthia was doing too much. So afterwards, Will was like, is everything okay? I didn't, do anything wrong. And Kenya said, no, I just needed to, she had her hair out of place, and I had to let her know. So he kissed Cynthia and, told her much success with your book drive, and I'll talk to you later. I was sitting there saying, did he bring anything to the book drive? Like, did he bring some notebooks and pencil and paper or anything? I'll have to go back and watch to see if Will brought anything or if he was just looking for some camera time. So now we go to Nene. So Nene, this is where I said that the filming must have taken place like on one afternoon in about 2 hours, because now we got Nene and she's visiting this medium who has a shop, and I guess you can come in and drink tea and get a sandwich or some dessert or something while she reads your tarot cards or something. So Nene is there, and she has planned this party for all the other women to come so this woman can talk to them about the elephants in the room. So she called it the white elephant party or something like that. And I'm thinking, okay, we ain't heard nobody else on the show talking about this party. We ain't heard Nene invite nobody to the party, but everybody knew to come to the party. So she was talking to the medium, and her name was Mbele. And so Mbele says she likes to get a feel for the people on her own. She don't want to be guided by conversation. And she asks Nene, what's the problem? But don't tell me what the problem is. Just explain to me what's going on, because I want to get a feel for your friends on my own. So Nene basically tells her that, they got all these issues in the group, but everybody keeps saying that there's a white elephant in the room and nobody wants to address it, but they try to make it seem like she's the one with all the elephants and they are blameless. So she wants them to come, and they put everything on the table and get everything out in the open. So Miss Mbele say that there will be no phones. Everybody got to turn their phones in. She doesn't want any distractions at the party. And so I think Cynthia came first. And so Cynthia gave her the phone. But Cynthia immediately said that she felt funny. Like, she felt there was some negative energy from Mbele. And I think later on she said that Mbele was just mean. She thought she was mean-spirited. So then Candy arrived next. And so she gave the lady her phone, said she didn't have a problem giving the woman the phone. So then Cynthia says to Candy, well, I need to talk to you about the way you acted on the boat. So she basically tells Candy that she thought Candy was being teamed too much when they went on the boat ride, and that she was grilling Will, and she thought it was inappropriate. But Candy said that as a friend, she is obligated like to call it like she see it, because she don't want Cynthia to get taken advantage of, and Cynthia can be a little naive at times. So Mbele was off to the side, and she was getting all the bones, all the gossip on what was going on with the women. So then Kenya arrived next, and so she shows up being grand as usual. And Mbele, she wasn't playing with Kenya. She told Kenya, she said, you don't walk into a room and walk past people that are talking to you. And then she told Kenya that she needed that phone. So Kenya was like, oops, well, I'm sorry. So then we have a scene where Portia and Kim show up at Sheree's house, and they're all going to go. But they said that they were going to the restaurant to meet with Nene, like Nene had invited them to dinner. I was real confused on that point. Now, they did have some snacks and stuff at the back at Mbele's place, and I thought it was so funny when Candy came in, because I be telling y'all, Candy always be hungry, always looking for food. And so, sure enough, when Candy got there, she said she was ready to eat. She was gonna go ahead and fix her a plate. So the Three Stooges, they get their little gossip session in, then they finally decide to show up at the party. So everybody was okay with handing over their phone except for Kim. Kim said she got 6 kids, and that her husband supposed to be bringing her some pizza. And I'm thinking that if you was going to a restaurant, why would your husband be bringing pizza to a restaurant? So this whole show was just so tacky and so poorly put together. But she wouldn't get that woman that phone. And then the lady said, well, it's no problem because I can just deactivate the cellular transmission in here, which I think is against the law to do. But anyway, that's what Mbele said she was going to do. And then Candy pointed out the fact that Kim always talking about how many kids she got, but her oldest child is 20 years old, so she could be watching them other kids and she ain't doing nothing else. So once everyone is seated, Nene explains, why they are all in the elephant room. It's time to get rid of these elephants. And so the light starts to flickering and she started talking. So I guess the gods were saying that Nene is full of it and that she is the biggest elephant in the room. So the entire party was a bit, it was just a hot ghetto mess. Kim took over the entire scene and was just rude and insulting towards everybody, including Mbele. And it was so much so that Mbele ended up, by the end of the party or halfway through the party, she ended up walking off, like leaving her restaurant, because it was just too much chaos going on. And then somebody on social media said that if Mbele was a real psychic, she would have seen all them demons coming into her establishment. And I agree with that. So the scene was, like, the whole thing was just annoying because you got Kenya, how she always trying to get her digs in and always trying to play the dozens and it don't be funny half the time. And she just, Kim already being annoying, but then Kenya is like extra annoying. And so them two going back and forth, and then Kim kept talking to Portia, because I think Sheree wasn't sitting next to him, so it was Kim and Portia sitting next together, and they was holding hands and whispering. And then at one point, Kim was playing in Portia's hair, and then Mbele was like, okay, well, can I come play in hair too? I was like, oh my God. But then Mbele was trying to, not be distracted and break everybody down. And so this is what she said about each member. So she said that she told Sheree to stop being so indecisive and stand firm in her decisions. She told Candy that she needs to get out of her own head and needs to speak on things that she sees. I guess she was saying that Candy was a little psychic and she can see things that's going on, but then she be debating in her head whether she should say anything. And then Nene, she said, needs to stop worrying about what other people think about her, because she's really a sweetheart, and that's really when them lights should start flickering. And that everything that is happening around her, the bickering with all the different ladies, that's really bothering her, and that's the real reason that they're there, is because Nene doesn't like when people aren't getting along with her. I think Nene doesn't like when she can't control people, but 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Then when she got to Cynthia, she said that, she couldn't help but hear the conversation that they were having earlier, but she, decided to dig a little deeper into her spiritual gift to see if she could come up with anything else. And so she told Cynthia to pay attention to what the other ladies are saying, because Will really is an opportunity. So of course Cynthia pissed off now. She like, now dang, now they got Mbele talking about my man like he ain't nothing. So y'all go let Cynthia have some fun with Will and let the chips fall where they may. So at this point, this was when Mbele, Kim getting on her nerves, being disrespectful, and the whole party just gets shot to hell. So Kim told the woman that she was fake, and that Kim said that she is the one with the discerning spirit, that she got the gift to read people, and she's reading that Mbele is full of crap. So Mbele called Kim the Dixie cup. Like a Kim was walking around with that red Dixie cup. Like, who does that? Like, how are you supposed to be like this rich millionaire, classy woman, but you still leaving the house with red Dixie cups full of alcohol? So they both were just, calling each other crappy and telling them that, they weren't who they said they were. So then then she skipped over Kim and went to Kenya and told Kenya that she won't be there much longer. And Kenya was like, what you saying, about to die? And she says, oh, no, you have a whole different destiny that's going on. So you're not going to be a part of this much longer. So I think she might have been telling Kenya that she was about to get fired, because that's what the blogs are saying, that Kenya got fired. I'm not sure if that's true or not. So then as Mbele is talking to Kenya, Kim is telling Portia that the woman is a fraud and started naming all these famous psychics that she's had readings from. So now she can tell the difference from the real deal and somebody that's faking. Kenya decides that she about to cuss Kim out. and telling her to shut up or leave because she's sick of all her mess. And then Kim says that her new mechanism for dealing with Kenya is just to ignore Kenya, because she realized that Kenya be acting all big and bad, trying to get a rise out of her. And so she's not going to give her that opportunity anymore. She's just going to let her say whatever she got to say and make her feel big and important. But of course, in the confessions, Nene like, oh, I am so happy that Kenya is telling Kim like it is. So I was like, okay. So then Mbele asked everyone to change seats so they could change the energy in the room. So this is when Kim and Portia was, Kim was holding on to Portia's hand, and it was so dang old stupid. But she said she wasn't moving, and you could tell that it was really bothering Nene. Like maybe Nene wanted Kim to be over there holding her hand and playing in her hair. I don't know what was going on, but Kim said she wasn't moving. So at this point, Mbele said that they couldn't move forward, and she asked Kim if she could cleanse her. Now, I thought the lady was asking Kim if she could give her a bath. Maybe she was going to put in a tub of eucalyptus and burn some incense or something around the house, because I used to work with a lady at a church, and she used to be just, mean, nasty heifer. It was always burning sage in the office, but she would burn the sage, close the door and lock it and then leave. And then finally I just got to the point one time, I'm like, well, why does she keep leaving when she need to be in there with the sage burning? Because the office ain't evil, she's evil. She the one in the office, but she would light that sage and then leave. So I don't know if that's what Mbele was trying to do, but she said she wanted to cleanse Kim, and then she was going to go outside and cleanse herself. So I don't know if she's going to burn some incense, but then she went to burning some aloe or something, or she put the aloe. I don't know what was going on, but Kim told her hell no, she wasn't about to cleanse her. And this just troubled Mbele so much that she just decided to get up and leave and lead them to their shenanigans. So then Candy decided that she was going to take over the reading, because Mbele wasn't strong enough to deal with these women, but she had experience with them. And I just thought it was so interesting that Candy is playing so hard, trying so hard to be mad at Portia, but every episode she has to remind herself that she's supposed to be mad at Portia, which lets you know that it's all fake. So she decides to start with Nene and Portia. So Nene got upset and turns the table on Candy and basically says, why you worry about me and Portia when you and Portia got your own elephant going on? So Candy told her that, well, some elephants live longer than others, but y'all situation ain't as deep as our situation. So then Sheree tries to explain to Nene that she is the one who says that there are elephants and calling the meeting, but doesn't want to talk about what was going on now that they're all there. So then Nene just go all left, telling them that they got the problem. She ain't got the problem. And I'm like, this is why y'all can't resolve anything. So then they went from talking about who got the most mug shots, Nene or Tyrone, and Tyrone legal issues. And then Sheree threw Candy under the bus by repeating what Candy had came and told her that Nene had said. And was right there and said, well, Candy came and told me. And I'm like, if y'all ain't learned yet to stop telling Sheree stuff. But Kenya jumps in, and she's trying to be the voice of reason and telling Sheree that they're just concerned about her, and that she's sure that this man is who he say he is. So of course that annoyed Sheree. So they weren't getting anywhere. And then Kim started telling Sheree, like, don't be paying her no attention, don't be letting her get under your skin. So then Kenya tries to go in again about Kim, but Kim won't give her the time of day. And actually, then Kenya goes back to when Sheree had the housewarming party, and then how her and Kim got into it, and then at Nene's party, and she's saying that Kim is always coming for her, and she don't know why Kim keep coming for her. But I'm thinking both of y'all be coming for each other. Y'all equally wrong. So then Cynthia gets up and decides that she's going to take Kenya's side, and then Kim shut her down and basically told Cynthia, you need to mind your own business, and you need to stay out of stuff that you don't know nothing about. Just shut up and be pretty. Just be gorgeous. Hey, you are an airhead. You don't have a cognizant thought. So just be quiet and be cute, because that's all anybody wants you around for. And I thought that was so insulting. And Cynthia should have slapped the fire out of her in that moment. So then when Kenya starts talking to Kim about, don't be talking to her like that, Kim started singing Amazing Grace. I say, oh, so dumb. So the ladies decide that, this ain't going nowhere. Let's just leave and get up out this woman's house. But Nene asks Kim to stay so they can talk. So they get on the ladies' sofa and they got their feet all up and all comfortable and everything. And so she said that she didn't want Sheree to be there. She just wanted to be her and Kim talking. So it all came back to the handicapped placard situation. I don't understand why Nene is so upset about that. Like, did she have somebody's handicapped placard that she shouldn't have, and she's scared she going to jail? But Kim apologizes, for how she acted at the white party, and then accuses Nene of being on drugs. Kim was coming for everybody except for Sheree and Portia, and none of them stood. Well, Kenya tried to stand up to her, but Kim just ignored her. But Nene, if you was the badass that you say you are, you would have cussed Kim out. But I guess Andy done told y'all, Andy done put them in their place and let them know Kim running things now. And so, how did I forget this? Why did Kim tell Sheree that Candy wanted to have sex with her? Like, didn't we just deal with this in the last season? And then those two got to going back and forth. And I actually have the screenshots of the Twitter comments that they made that I'll post in the video. But I don't know what Nene was expecting, but I guess she just needed some space filled. I think this whole episode, everybody was busy and they just told me to come together for a couple of hours. So guys, that's it for me. Leave your comments below. Rate the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.